8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 9 out of 14 is pretty good.
I'll take that.
I mean, that 12, absolutely brilliant. It took me about 10 minutes to calculate how many when I was working it out. So that's brilliant stuff. Right, okay, that is this show pretty much done. We'll just move up on to our wrap up and recommendations.
Yep.
So Sarah, any other business time for this week? And I suppose it's worth catching up a bit on. You're entirely different to my life during all of this, which is having to get through it whilst getting 3 children around. So what's the sort of changes happening with the loosening of the lockdown and those sorts of things around things in Hull?
Well, amusingly, Joshua is the one that's benefiting from it all, and the other 2 have got very little difference in their lives. Because obviously Joshua's in one of the year groups that's eligible to go back to school, so he's back at school Monday to Thursday. He has also started training again, which he is just loving. So on a Tuesday they have an hour down at the club where they are in socially distanced groups based on their positions. So Joshua's with the halfbacks and the hookers. They're doing a lot of passing, a lot of kicking, and just some general fitness stuff, really. But basically, they're all just loving being back together again.
Yeah. Have they had any sort of update on when they might be able to sort of do a train in bigger groups or anything like that? Or even the idea of will they have games this year? Has anything like that been discussed? Or is it just more a case of...
No. It looks very unlikely that they'll get games this season. But, yeah, we wait to see. I think there was another meeting happening last Tuesday evening to do with the amateur game, but I've not heard anything about that.
But there was a fun anecdote that came out of training last week. Do you want to share that with the listeners?
Yeah, so... as parents, we're not allowed on the grass area at all. There's some grey area as to whether we're allowed out of our cars or not. But yeah, I think as parents we're enjoying seeing each other as much as the kids are enjoying seeing each other. So I'd got back in the car as Joshua was heading back over, and the coach Dave appeared down the side of the car as Joshua was climbing in the passenger seat, and he sort of motioned to me to wind the window down. I turned and hissed to Joshua, "What have you been doing?" He's like, "Nothing, I've not done anything." So I opened the window and Dave said, "Just wanted to tell you, his kicking has come on so much. He's really improved over the last, since we were last together. And his confidence has grown no end as well with his play."
I mean, it had until you thought he'd been naughty.
And his catching. I know. I was like, "What did you do?"
That's the situation when you've got 3 kids of quite close age, isn't it? Like, I remember when I think me, my brother, and my sister are pretty similar to your kids. My brother's 1 year older than me, and my sister's 4 years younger than me, and I'm the Joshua, as it were, in the middle.
Yeah.
So the age differences are pretty similar, and it was almost always a case of the just assumption became one of us had done something wrong.
Well, or if they say, "Oh, the teacher wants to speak to you," like. Yeah, you're like, "Why? What have you done now?" I'm like, "We haven't done anything." "Well, why does the teacher want to speak to me?" And I had that feeling when Dave told me to ask me to wind my window down. I was like, "Oh, what's he done? What's he said?"
But you didn't need that feeling at all. So that's really impressive and encouraging, isn't it?
Yeah. So his kicking and his catching's come on a lot, which is really good because
all those trips around the back of the house to the park have paid dividends.
Yeah, clearly.
Excellent. Well, not only is Joshua's kicking coming on, but your coaching must have come on too as well then, as part of
that. Yeah, I think he does his own coaching.
His own coaching, his own tactics, his own press releases.
Refereeing.
And if it involves talking, he's doing it himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, good stuff. Yeah. And the other two still at home, still sort of spending the days, kind of
doing as little as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke had to go up and meet his head of year on Tuesday. They had arranged for all the current year sevens to have a meeting with a member of the senior leadership team just to touch in with them, see how they were going. Just check if they've got any concerns for next year. So I thought that was decent. It's good of them to do that.
Yeah, definitely. It's some sort of contact is better than no contact at all, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I've continued to sort of be back in the office, which is nice in one way, but kind of a bit concerning in another, because more and more people are coming back in the office, and more people are seeing more and more people outside of the office as well. So it just sort of makes you pause for thought about, are we doing things right? Are we distancing enough? Are people washing their hands enough? And that sort of stuff. You kind of
it makes you suddenly very reliant on other people, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you've got to trust that people are being sensible, but at the same time, we know that people aren't being sensible.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it is strange. It is slightly concerning. One of the staff at our local supermarket, apparently, according to Facebook chats, has Facebook groups and stuff, has been tested positive for coronavirus, and I was like, they're the only people I've been seeing most of the time.
Yeah.
So that's not great. But I think the weather kind of dampened some of the expected surge in pub going and that sort of stuff. By and large,
I think
obviously,
so.
we saw the stuff in London and things like that, which I wouldn't want to be around. But yeah. The weather wasn't ideal, was it? So we didn't get hardly anything done that we were hoping to get done. I managed to find a break in it to mow the grass, and that was about all I did all weekend. To be honest, for about 3 weeks I've been struggling to get into my Sky Bet account because I hadn't done some identity verification thing like a year ago, because I never use it. But then I noticed that I had £14 left in there, so I thought, I'll go in and get it out. And then in between the starting the process of this identity I can't say that word, what's going on? Identity verification, and getting to the point of being able to get back into the website, I'd played online poker with my friends one evening. So just as a sort of friendly game kind of thing. But so then, instead of taking the £14 out, I spent it all playing poker. But to be fair, it lasted me a long time of churning it over. But in the end, I got bored and lost it all, because that way I wouldn't be playing it as much. I think was my idea. So we haven't really done a great deal. Our new oven. You know when you don't realise how shit something was until you start using something new?
Yeah.
I knew my old oven was a bit... The oven that we'd sort of inherited from the previous owners of our house. I knew it was a bit noisier than normal ovens and stuff like that. But the amount of times in the last week that me or Emma have said to each other, is the oven on? Because instead of it making an absolute racket like the old one made, it's just it's beautiful. And it's got slow, soft closing drawers that you get. It's got soft closing doors on the oven. I've never come across that before. So, and I was like, I think you're going to break it, Mark, because you're not delicate enough. It wants you to be soft with it. I was like, no, I just let it go, and it does it itself. So yeah, that's the excitement of my life in the last week. I don't have any recommendations other than replace old things with new things if you can, because your life is so much nicer.
Yeah, we when we replaced our oven here, which was a horrendous nightmare, we thought we had a gas leak, and it got condemned 5 days before Christmas, and was all horrendous. But it basically got replaced with the same oven, just a newer model, and suddenly our things were cooking in the amount of time that they were supposed to be cooking in.
Yeah.
That's what we discovered. When you read the packet instructions, it's 20 minutes. It was taking 20 minutes rather than 35.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely second that one.
Yeah, we're our next thing now is we're waiting for the new fences to be put in out the back. So the fence company have taken a long time over it because apparently things have been hard to come by. But he's kind of drip feeding updates in now to make us believe that it's going to happen, I think. So he popped round last week and said, we'll be starting on Monday or Tuesday next week. And then he's come round today and dropped off about a third of the materials.
To make you think he's definitely coming.
And he said, we'll be back on Wednesday or Thursday. So, so maybe next week
But
I'll
he
have
didn't say what he was going to do on Wednesday or Thursday.
And then maybe in 2 weeks it'll actually have started. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you got any recommendations?
Well, I'll recommend another member of the SLP family, Paige's Avon shop. I ordered a face mask thing from her, and she came and brought it to my house.
Oh, that is personal service.
So I got to meet Paige.
Paige being a bit nosy and wanting to see where you live.
Could be, yeah.
No, I bet that was really nice, actually.
Well, bizarrely, my parents had popped round to... What were they doing? Oh, they'd come to collect something. So, yeah. So, Dad was here, Paige was here. So that was...
So, plenty of Hull FC chat to be had.
Yeah, no Tom in sight, thankfully.
Do you know, actually,
it's the first time
that was another thing that happened to me in the last week. I had a random encounter with a young, shop assistant at the shop in Lytham, where he just sort of briefly saw my Wigan top and started telling me he used to be a season ticket holder. And I was like, oh, well, you need to start coming back. We need more fans. We need everyone we can get, and that sort of thing. So that was good. And then one of the managers at work, who's a Wigan fan, had to phone me up about a really quite serious and complicated case. And in between him sort of telling me what he needed to tell me and then me asking my follow-up questions whilst he was digging around for an email, we had quite a good chat about John Bateman.
Yeah, make the most of these opportunities.
I was on the phone when the email came through to tell me that, Bateman's about to be announced, sort of thing.
Nice.
So, yeah. Sorry, anyway, recommendations. Avon by Paige. So I'm assuming, because of the way Avon works, it's lots of local reps, isn't it, for local areas? So any sort of Hull-based people?
Well, I think she can get it delivered to people.
Oh, right, okay.
So I think you can order from her, and she will sent out in the same way that I can with books.
Does she have a Facebook?
She does. I think it's just Paige's Avon, but Paige spelt P-A-I. Let me have a look.
Do you know what?
Paige's Avon Group, that's what it is. P-A-I-G-E, Paige's Avon Group.
I think it's great that you're promoting other sellers that do similar stuff to you and that sort of stuff, but we need to be critical as well where it's fair, don't we? And It really should have said Paige's Avon Page.
It should have said what? I cut out then.
It should have been Paige's Avon Page.
It should have been Paige's Avon Page.
Yeah, missed a trick there now. But no, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Excellent. And great
so
customer service too. Next week.
First time I've met her.
Yeah, that's that. So, I mean, she must sit obviously not where you sit in the stadium and stuff, or just
clearly not.
Weird coincidence, yeah, that you never met her before. But that's really cool. Now but the thing, do you know what it'll be now? Now that you've met her, you'll see her at all the games.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that that's the case?
Yeah.
there's people over the years, over the last 10 years or so, that I'll have back and forth with